Hello, boys and girls. It's so nice to see you. I have been missing you. Today we're going to learn about an instrument called the 5-string banjo. Now, the reason they call it the 5-string banjo is because if you look up at the top, there's only 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it has this one in the middle that's only halfway up. And that's how we get that sound that the banjo always has, where you hear kind of a nice high note that's always there. So the banjo, let's think about it. I called it the 5-string banjo. What family of instruments do you think the 5-string banjo is part of? That's right, the string family. And how do we tell an instrument's part of the string family? Real simple, it has strings. Now, the banjo's been around a very, very long time, and we're going to see different kinds of banjos. But this is almost your regular banjo. Mr. Davis has a special one called the long neck banjo. You see, it's real long. Mr. Davis's banjo has 3 extra of these frets we learned about with the guitar, so it can play some deeper notes. But he has it set with this called a capo. This holds the strings down. That makes it sound like a regular banjo. So the banjo has 5 strings. But if you hit them in order, the high ones first, which isn't normal. And there's really 2 ways people really play the banjo. The first one is they do what's called finger picking, where they take their fingers and they do certain patterns. Mr. Davis doesn't really play that much. He plays what's called claw hammer, which they call claw hammer or bear claw style, and you kind of make your hand into like a paw, like a bear. And you take this fingernail and you strum down, and then your thumb hits that little middle string. So I'll play you some from that. Song. I'll play a song some of us might remember, Old Joe Clock. So that's our 5-string banjo. Now I said we'll have the chance to show a couple of this. So this is what the banjo mostly looks like today. It's got this here. This kind of looks like a drum. And having that drum there is what gives the banjo its twangy sound compared to a guitar where it kind of sounds. Yeah. But the banjo hasn't always looked like this. We're going to take a look today at 2 banjos that are much older. Well, they're not older. They're made new to look like they were old. So the first one we're going to look at is what the banjo would look like in the 1800s. So when the banjo was first invented, it wasn't just made in a factory like they are today. Someone had to make it at home, so it was a lot simpler. If you notice, this is much more wood. It's kind of fancy. But you notice there's no frets on the strings. So you have to put your fingers in the right spot. Let me see. Let me play it for you. It goes like this. Ah, it's been a while. One more try. That's what it would look like in ATM. It still has a drum, but but there's no frets on the strings, and if you notice, the strings aren't made out of metal. They're made out of nylon now, but back then they would have made them out of instrument intestines and guts and stretched them up. I know, kind of gross. Thankfully, we make them out of more animal-friendly materials now. All right, I got one more to show you. And this is what we would call an Appalachian Mountain banjo. Now, this banjo is more like the early 1900s. It still has a drum head, but inside here, which you can see that metal edge, that's actually a coffee can that someone cut small. And then it's all made out of wood. And it's got 5 strings, just like all the other banjos. That's the Appalachian Mountain Banjo. It's a smaller drum and more wood, but it still all works the same. It's much smaller, you can see as well. Well, boys and girls, I miss you all. I hope you're having a nice day, and I will see you all soon.